HD Nation.
This episode of HD Nation is brought to you by Windows Azure. It's time to get our HD Nation on. Rob, Mr. Heron recently spent some time down in LA with Panasonic. Sir, what did you see? The secret lair.
I did. I took a secret trip. No, it wasn't secret. Anyway, I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to take a brief tour of the Panasonic Hollywood Laboratory, or PHL for short. It's located in Universal City, Hollywood. Now, PHL is a video research laboratory that focuses on producing the highest quality visual experience. Ta-da! And its areas of research include digital conversion for film-based movies, compressing DVD videos, authoring, and digital cinema. Now, unfortunately, insanely strict security restricted me from taking any pictures or video of the interior of the place, for the most part. But I was able to meet some of Panasonic's 3D video editors and see them work their magic. And I got to bask in the glow of 100-inch plus 3D, basically 100-inch plus 3D plasma monitors. They were all over the place. And among the highlights of the tour was PHL's viewing room that seated about 70 people or so, and it's driven by a Christie digital 4K front projector onto a 10-meter screen. 10 meters, people. Now, what was really cool about the projector setup was its ability to do a split screen function, where they had us basically guessing which half of the screen was the original 4K source, in this case they were showing us Avatar, and which was the downsampled version, something closer to Blu-ray resolution. And I'll be honest with you, it was difficult to tell the two apart. That's how good they work on getting the encoded video to look like the original source material. And of course, I'd have to say the preview of the upcoming Star Wars: The Complete Saga, that looked really good on that 4K screen too. And of course, Panasonic demoed its latest GT and VT series of 3D plasma TVs, as well as some side-by-side 3D comparisons where they highlighted the weakness of their competitors, which is always kind of fun to participate in. I also have to say that one of my favorite calibration pieces of software, CalMan, those guys were actually in-house and they were showing off their ability to control the latest generation of these Panasonic plasma TVs, the high-end ones at least, through an IP connection. And that I'm looking forward to trying out myself sooner or later. So hopefully sooner. I'm looking to get one of the GT or the VT series 30 panels in, the new latest and greatest from Panasonic, and that should be soon.
Were there secret things that you desperately want to talk about that you can't talk about?
I don't believe I had to sign an NDA for anything I saw there, but just the fact that we were able to walk around the inside of the lab, but we literally couldn't open a door,
right.
Had to stay where we were, couldn't take pictures or video, and that was a little bit annoying, but great
so
guest
you
list.
didn't release like the next episode of insert incredible movie coming out soon here.
There was a lot of that going on. A lot of gremlins hard at work making cool looking video. It was cool, and we had a chance to get some hands on too with some of the consumer 3D products as well. And I was surprised at how far they've come in a year or two. I guess it's been now. Fun was had by all, and it was warm and beautiful down there. By the way, I love Southern California. I could just keep rambling.
I was going to say, it's not that warmer than San Leandro. Brian writes in, hey compadres, I have a client that is looking to run a source over wireless HDMI to multiple displays. They also want to have multiple setups of each. I know Asus and Brightview make some options, but is there a way to broadcast that wireless HDMI signal to multiple receivers? If not, do you have any suggestions for alternatives? Keep up the great work, Brian. Thank you, Brian. Have you checked out Geffen.com yet? Geffen is not cheap, but they make bomb-proof broadcast quality gear, and I think if anybody has something that's going to hold up under abuse, whether, you know, I got to say, like wireless HDMI and multiple monitors always makes me nervous.
They make great gear. However, it is without a doubt some of the more expensive gear you're going to find out there. However, if spending $1,000 on a wireless HDMI kit isn't going to work for you, the good folks at Monoprice have a wireless HDMI extender that claims to support a, quote, point-to-point mode, which is what you're looking for. Point-to-multipoint mode, excuse me. So you can have one transmitter and multiple receivers. They also had a multi-to-multi mode as well, but the pair, basically, the transmitter-receiver pair costs about $190, which is about, I don't know, a fifth the price of what Geffen's probably going to get you for. However, Geffen does offer lossless audio transmission, which is something if you need that, you might have to pay extra for that. But compared to even a couple of years ago, the latest crop of wireless HDMI products are more robust. They do away with the compression that the initial products were using, so you maintain perfect picture quality, and they're certainly more affordable. And the Asus product you mentioned and the Bright Light, I think he said, those are also two well-respected products for doing a basic 1080p video connection. Right. If you don't need the lossless audio or the multi-point systems, the Asus and the Brightlight products are probably going to do you just fine. Or check out Monoprice too, but that Geffen product does everything I would want, however you're paying to get that.
You know, I will also point out that as much as you may want to do wireless, it may be orders of magnitude cheaper and more reliable depending on the environment you're putting it in to do it over Cat5.
Totally. Switchers, a nice matrix switcher, running Cat5 if you need balins on each end or however you want to do it. It's nothing beats a piece of copper in my mind. So, or fiber optic.
Just a nod.
Now it's time for the new Blu-ray releases for the week of May 31st, 2011. First up, American Graffiti Special Edition. Before he gave birth to the pop culture phenomenon that is Star Wars, George Lucas directed a little film called American Graffiti. Released in 1973, this film is based on Lucas's high school days in Modesto, California, and stars several recognizable names like Ron Howard, Richard Dreyfuss, Harrison Ford, and others before they hit it big. This single disc release comes with a VC1 codec, 236:1 aspect ratio, and a DTS HD Master Audio 2.0 soundtrack. Extras include picture-in-picture commentary with George Lucas, a U-Control feature that you trigger while watching the film, and it'll display the artist and title of the songs as they play. You also get 23 minutes of screen tests for those as of yet unknown young actors, and an 80-minute documentary on the making of the film. Next up, A Clockwork Orange 40th Anniversary Edition. This 1971 Stanley Kubrick classic has been released on Blu-ray before, back in 2007, but now for the 40th anniversary, it's getting a re-release with new packaging and some new special features. It's a region-free release and comes with the same VC1 encoded transfer with a 166:1 aspect ratio, and although this film was the very first in history to use the Dolby sound system, this release includes a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 soundtrack. Extras include those from the previous Blu-ray release, an audio commentary, a 44-minute documentary on the cultural impact of the film, a 28-minute featurette on the production and release, and an 86-minute documentary on lead actor Malcolm McDowell, plus 3 new extras, a 2-hour documentary on Stanley Kubrick, and an 11-minute and a 26-minute featurette, both featuring Malcolm McDowell. It all comes on 2 Blu-ray discs, including a digital copy, and it's all encased in a digibook with 40 pages of production notes, rare photos, and more. Also released this week, the Stanley Kubrick Limited Edition Collection. This massive box set includes Spartacus, Lolita, Dr. Strangelove, 2001: A Space Odyssey, A Clockwork Orange, Barry Lyndon, The Shining, Full Metal Jacket, and Eyes Wide Shut. All of these films are currently available individually on Blu-ray as well, except for Lolita and Barry Lyndon, which are being released on the same day exclusively through Amazon. Specs for each film are the same as their existing releases. The set also includes the 2-hour documentary on Stanley Kubrick titled A Life in Pictures, that is also included in the Clockwork Orange release we previously mentioned. And the 10 discs are all encased in a 40-page hardcover digibook. And as always, check out our show notes at techzilla.com or hdnation.tv for the rest of this week's Blu-ray releases. It's time to thank one of our sponsors, Windows Azure. Windows Azure is the cloud platform for developers that lets you focus on building and running apps, not infrastructure. It has scalable, pay-as-you-go capacity, meaning developers don't have to wait to develop, get faster speed to market, and generate immediate demand. Only rent what you need when you need it. It's a rich platform with built-in connectivity and development tools, meaning that you can focus on business logic and get a head start on time to market. Flexible deployment gives you the ability to run on Windows Azure or your own systems. With the Windows Azure burst capacity, you can deploy with confidence, running your apps where and when it makes sense without worrying about overwhelmed systems. To learn more about everything you need to start developing with Windows Azure, check out www.microsoft.com/cloud/Windows Azure.